Welcome back to On the Ground. My name is Shannon. I'm your host. So I did get some parts in today for the Honda 300. I ordered some even more parts. I'll show you what I got today, and I may get some more later today or tomorrow. I don't know. Anyways, one of the first things I got was new oil filter. Probably can see that. New oil filter. Some oil. The Honda GM4 4-stroke motor oil, 10W40 SJ. You know, and I got an air filter, Honda. I always recommend, for this, to pretty much get the Honda genuine parts. Also got new spark plug. Not that I need it, but I got one, and pretty sure this is the solenoid. Not 100% sure. Yeah, solenoid. But so this is the part that I need for the start it without using the kickstart. So yeah, so I got that. I ordered a new battery, grips. I found out that one of the left front inboard CV boot was ripped. I didn't really notice it. I didn't notice it when I got it, but it's not a big deal because I got the whole it's a used one, but it's in good shape. The threads and everything's fine. Off eBay, it's the whole assembly, front axle, CV joints and everything. I was gonna buy a new inboard. The inboard axle connector and with the bearings and everything, and the new boot. But I found that it was, how much was it, like $100 for the OEM the same thing that was on it when it was built from Honda. But I found one that was used for like half of that, the whole thing. I mean, it's used, but it's in good shape. The CV boots are weathered, but it's good. We'll see when it gets here for 100%, but I'm pretty sure. And I got a filler gauge because I didn't have one for the spark plugs. I mean, not the spark plugs, but the valve lashing. But $10, something like that, off of Amazon. I don't know if all this stuff came from Amazon. I don't think it did, but I know this did. I'm about to show you this, and I got another one too. This is the Honda Owner's Workshop repair manual. This is, this will let you do pretty much anything you need. I mean, it show you diagnosis. I figured it has. Yeah, but yeah, it allows you to really work on it. This is pretty good. I got another one by Climber, but yeah, so that'll allow you to pretty much fix anything on it. So Yeah, it's raining, so I'm not gonna really fool with anything today. I don't think. I mean, I could, but it's not necessary. I can wait. Uh, but I had to order a 1/4 inch drive socket set because I didn't have one. Uh, I have 3/8 and 1/2 inch and stuff, but I didn't have a 1/4 inch. So, I ordered a small jack and stands because I didn't have one. When I lived in West Virginia, I had all this stuff, but I don't have that stuff up here. But, or I think this drink personally. But, you know, I work all the time. I don't have much time to work on anything, but yes, I got some parts. Yeah, I gotta really check out the levers, brake levers. I don't know really what the issue is. I mean, I believe it's fixable. It's not that. I need time to really go out there and take time. And I was gonna do a lot of that today. It's raining, but it's a little wet out there. But, yeah, I just want to do a unboxing, talk about some of the parts I got. But how weird this little washer ring, they tape it on the outside of the package. Don't matter, it's on there. It's all it really matters. But yeah, some people put a high flow oil filter on them, but I just got the OEM. But don't matter. I might have to adjust the throttle cable. The throttle response seems a little sluggish. I don't know if it's that or if the carburetor. I mean, it works, you know. I don't know if it's the carburetor. I think it's the throttle control. Need to adjust the throttle cable, maybe. So I need to check that. Let's see, what else is there? I need to make sure the engine's running to par. I mean, I gotta really look it over and check and inspect stuff, and before I get out riding it in the middle of some place and something go wrong. It'd probably be alright, but I just want to double check. I don't know. I ain't worried about the fenders and the looks too much. Seat's pretty rough shape, but I have to wait till I ride to see how it feels. If it's too hard, I'll get another seat. I think it's like $100 for an OEM seat. But it's better than buying the cheap ones. I would rather buy used, get in decent or good shape, some parts, or the OEM than to buy a cheap aftermarket one. Whether it's the carburetor or seat or whatever, because, for example, the carburetors, it's a hit and miss. A lot of them's probably made from the same factory, they just have different names. But I don't know. But some people have problems with them, and if it's a carburetor, you either need to rebuild the original, clean it out, first, and or rebuild it, or just buy a new OEM. But I mentioned that before. It's like $300 from Amazon. They had some, I think, genuine Honda carburetors for $100, $300, or or from like Partzilla or someplace like that, where you can. It's like $400 some, but I mean it's a lot, but you know, depends on the person. I mean, you probably buy one on eBay. It's used in good shape or something. I mean, I don't know why a person would sell it, but anyways, if it's in good shape, but I guess some people park out their four-wheelers if it don't, for whatever reason. Maybe they wrecked it and just want to part it out. Think they can make more money selling the parts individually. I looked at some rebuilt motors for that. Not that I need one, but kind of pricey. They got top engine rebuild kits. I don't advise buying the $80 top end engine rebuild kit. I get try to get OEM stuff if you can, or they claim that the rear ends sometimes go bad, but you should be able to get most of the internals. Oh, I did order some brake pads, so I'm gonna make sure that the thing will stop and everything's working and functioning properly and correctly. I need to make sure that it's steering, everything's smooth and fluid, and steering, brakes work, everything's functioned and lubricated correctly. It's handling correctly. Again, the transmission I believe is fine. I didn't run into any perceivable issues with that. No grinding of the gears or anything. So I might replace the shocks too. I might go ahead and order them. Just replace. Cause I'm pretty sure they need replaced. Can't remember the OEMs. See, I think some of these places that have the OEMs, it's just overstock from when they were on the assembly lines. And then, because you got some of these places that have like the rare parts that you can't seem to find. Like the majority, 90% of the parts you can find. And the parts that they no longer have available, you can either buy used in good condition off eBay, or you can buy a bolt or washer or nut or something. You don't have to buy it from Honda. So I think a lot of that stuff, that they don't sell, you can still find what you need somewhere. But most of everything you need, crankcase cover, axle assembly, I don't remember what parts of the engine you can get. Some of them. I'm just talking about like from Partzilla or OE or somewhere else sells Honda genuine parts. But you can shop around and find used stuff that's still in good shape or better than what you have, maybe. There's a brand called Wiseco that has piston heads, piston rings. They're supposed to be pretty good. So if you can't find a OEM one of those, you can go with that if you have to do a top engine rebuild or you want to. Those seem to have, everybody seems to like those that use them. But there's other brands like on eBay, I forgot what the Nammer or something like that, has an N on it, I think. They say those aren't, they look good, but they say they aren't that good, so I don't know. But yeah, so that's what's going on right now. But I'll probably record and video and vlog everything pretty much everything I do to it. But I'll probably install this when I get the new battery and see how it works. Should be okay. Yeah, I got a new battery. I don't think there's anything too much wrong with that battery, but I got another good battery. I'll probably end up with extra parts, in some things, but, don't hurt to have some extra parts. But, the tires that come with it's fine. They're better than stock tires. They're 6-ply. Yeah, I might have to, we'll check the ball joints and stuff like that. And grease anything that needs greasing. And, make sure there's nothing loose and stuff like that. And then once we get it to where, I'm content with, where it's at, then we'll try to go somewhere and ride it. I'll record that too. So currently that's what's going on. I gotta get my truck fixed too. I'm gonna do this first. Fixing the full air is much easier than having to do my truck. Not more complicated, it's just getting the daggone cylinder heads out. I can do it where it's parked, but I don't want to do it that way. I like to, when I do stuff, I try to keep it organized, I can lay everything out on like a table or something, keep it organized and take my time, because you want to look for other stuff. Like in that situation, my truck, I want to be able to look at other stuff, inspect other stuff. Better take the hood and the fenders and the grill and all that off, and the radiator and everything out of my way, so I can really look and inspect it. And while I'm doing all that, I'd really prefer to have a garage to go about it that way. Get the engine going good on the truck, running properly, and work on the brakes and suspension and everything. Make sure that it's running correctly and it handles safely. And then you move on from there. Make sure that you don't need a new fuel tank and fuel pump and fuel lines and fuel filter. Or any injectors or anything. I knew when I bought that thing for $1,200 that I'd be doing stuff to it. Eventually, I want to restore the frame because it's got quite a bit of rust and corrosion on it up here in Wisconsin. But getting the bed off isn't a real big issue. It's getting the cab up off the frame. Again, a good sized garage would allow me to do all that. I could do what I want to it. Weld some reinforcement brackets, because it's, it might be a little somewhat feeble or weaker where it's got corrosion on it, but grind all that off with wire brush. Use the right stuff to stop the rust. Or there's a variety of different approaches to that. Weld maybe some additional cross members. Strengthen the frame in areas where it needs it. Good foundation to set everything on, and the heart of the vehicle, the engine and transmission, and the front and rear differentials. It's another thing I need to fix the four-wheel drive linkage, so the four-wheel drive works correctly on the truck. It's got new steering components and driveline, but I need to work on that too. But like I said before, I might have to have somebody replace the cylinder heads on it. But if I did it, if I was going to do it, which is kind of what I prefer to do, because I know it'd be done right and everything. Be more aware of the state of my vehicle. You know, it's a used one, it's 28 years old. But yeah, so I just want to make another update video, let you guys know what's going on. Yeah, so you know, within a couple months, that four-wheeler should be done. Probably before that, probably within a month. Not as complicated. Just with work schedule, depends what kind of time, and anything else that could interfere. Weather. Supposed to snow like Thursday. Snow in May in Wisconsin. It's snow and rain mix, so you know, maybe it won't snow or snow that much. I don't know, but we'll find out. We'll see. Well, that's all I really want to go over today in this episode, and we'll get to restoring this thing, getting it up and going, you know, so we can take it out and ride it somewhere. All right, I'll see you again next time here on the ground.